No, I'm not drinking coffee on a Thursday morning, filming this video that's supposed to go up in a few hours. No, I'm not doing that at all. I always drink coffee in the late evening / afternoon of a Wednesday because I am always constantly prepared. I am always on top of everything. Is it working? Hey best friends, hey, welcome back to the channel. It's Cierra. I lied. That's also just an example of this video manipulation. Just a little bit of gaslighting, but y'all know damn well I do not drink coffee in the middle of the day. I always drink it in the morning. And yes, I am filming this Thursday morning when this video goes out approximately at 5 o'clock and it is 8 a.m. on the dot. Yep, just told on myself. But welcome to the video, you guys. This is the first video of like the membership thingy, but it's free, it's for everybody, because yeah, I mean, I feel like when you're doing like memberships, you need to have like at least a catalog or at least a taste, a sample, if you will, of what it would be like for the membership, or at least that's just my perspective, because also I'm not, the YouTubers I watch that get like thousands of views, like it makes sense for them to do memberships, and like I just really love their content and it makes sense for them. But for me, I have no idea what I'm doing. So this is your like taste sample. Y'all know the ones that y'all eat at Costco all the damn time, or like any store that you go to, the little shots of like the newest wine that comes out at Jewel, if you shop at Jewel, because Jewel is expensive, but you know. But yeah, so this video is going to be all about manipulation throughout the Degrassi seasons. Like I said, I haven't watched Degrassi High yet. I'm still working on it, okay? It's a long time coming. My brain don't work too good. It just don't. It don't work too good. Which is why we're filming this on a Thursday morning after I just hectically put my cousin on the bus. Okay, it was mayhem, slight mayhem, because I'm slightly organized. Like the lunch was made already, his backpack was pretty much ready, but it was still mayhem. Like my brain just didn't work too good with realizing what time it was. But anyway, we're gonna dive into manipulation, victims of manipulation, those who did any type of manipulating, aspects of manipulation on Degrassi, things I've noticed. And we're gonna break this down: seasons 1 through 4, seasons 5 through 8, seasons 9 through 12, seasons 13 and 14, and a little bit of Degrassi Next Class. I didn't sense too much manipulation in Next Class. I saw it was just like a lot of like interpersonal issues and communication issues, but there are some aspects of manipulation on Degrassi Next Class. If there's any I miss, please let me know in the comments below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, because I don't tell y'all that at all at the beginning of a video. But y'all still like and y'all comment, because thank you for supporting me. But let's go ahead and get on into the video. So starting off, let's go with the definition. So the definition of manipulation, by definition, I'm not saying this out my ass, this is literally word for word from Google. Okay, it is controlling someone or something to your own advantage, typically unfairly and dishonestly. So let's go ahead and jump on into seasons 1 through 4. So I actually have notes as usual, because I'm gonna be looking down. I don't know why a lot of YouTubers will say like, oh, I'm sorry if I'm not looking directly at the camera, I'm looking at the notes. I'm not apologizing. I need to have notes because there's a lot goes on in this show and I cannot remember this on my own. As y'all see in my videos, especially because a lot of mine are voiceovers, I have notes because I can't remember a damn thing, okay? I literally have notes all the damn time and my notebook is almost out of paper. So I got a problem. I need to fix that. But anyway, so seasons 1 through 4, I listed off the characters at first. So starting off with the students and then the adults, and then I wrote a little bit of notes, but I wrote a little bit of notes just to like help my memory. I literally went to Tubi and I went like season by season, like reading the summaries and like recounting like the episodes and stuff like that, because I rewatch the show all the damn time. So there are a lot more things that I remember, but just like reading the summary, I'm like, oh yeah, that happened in this episode or in this season. But in my brain, I'll think it's like season like 7 when it really wasn't. It was like in season 3. So it just helps me out. So we have Paige, Ashley, Spinner, Sean, Toby, Craig, Marco, Rick, Alex, Jimmy, Terry, Emma, JT, Manny, Hazel, Ellie, and Jay. Those are the typical characters within the seasons 1 through 4 for students. And for adults, we have Snake, Spike, Hatalakos, Raditch, let me say that correctly, Oleander, Joey, Caitlin, Sydney, Armstrong, Emma's PDF file, Craig's father. We have also some other like side characters that were just privy to the episode. So like Caitlin's fiance for a hot minute. Yeah, there's a few other ones, but they're not real. They didn't really like. It's not like the bulk of the show or like the main aspects of like certain situations. So I didn't write them all down. But starting off with those who did manipulate, Rick, Craig, Spinner, and Paige. So just going off of the information that I have and also my memory too, Paige did a lot of manipulating, but she was also the victim of manipulation. She is a twofer because the way she was trying to get Terry to get drunk. So it wasn't necessarily like isolation, but it was like distortion and trying to mess up her time of being able to have a dance with Spinner, because Paige was really into Spinner and she wanted to be with him. So that kind of manipulation tactic of just distortion and playing into Terry's insecurities a little bit too, because Terry was already insecure with how she looked, and so Paige was over there being like, oh, just raise up the skirt a little bit. It's okay to be sexy and show some legs, knowing that Terry was uncomfortable with her body at the time, and getting her into a very vulnerable state where she was drunk. She had no self-awareness. So that also just plays into a level of safety too. I think that's one aspect from one of the websites that I used to help identify different tactics of manipulation. Safety wasn't one of them, but I think for me, Paige definitely used safety as a manipulation tactic on Terry for that situation. So Terry's also a victim of manipulation because it was used by Paige. Ashley is also a victim of manipulation because of Craig. Ashley and Manny, because of Craig's situation with his father. His father was also manipulative as well, also abusive. Craig being young and everything happening so fast, and from what we've seen, there is no scenes of Craig starting therapy because his dad dies. There's no scene of like him talking to like Miss Sauvé. There's nothing like that. There's only the scene where he's talking to Terry, but because we don't have those scenes of Craig actually talking to a therapist, I can't say for sure if he's going to therapy, but he does use a lot of manipulation, a lot of manipulative tactics on Ashley and Manny to keep them both in, satisfied, wanting him. So some breadcrumbing, a little bit of love bombing, especially when Craig does, when we finally do see Craig's outburst that leads to his bipolar disorder diagnosis when it comes to Ashley, when he's at the hotel. Not when it comes to Ashley, because not that language, but I'm just saying from the scene when he is trying to persuade Ashley to marry him, that's some love bombing tendencies there. He's not being like, oh, I love you, but he's like, let's get married, let's have kids, let's have a life together. And yeah, it's down that path of love bombing, and Ashley's like, oh, hold on, wait a damn minute. I'm gonna stop you right there. No, like it's getting very uncomfortable. That's when he That's when we start to see a lot of his instability, when he does snap on Joey, when he punches him and attacks him. So a lot of that comes out around that time. So Craig is another twofer. He is a victim of manipulation, and he has done some manipulating. Spinner is also a person who manipulated, especially when after Paige was raped by Dean, and when she ruined his car and she was helping to pay him back. That scene when he is at the movie theater trying to tell her like how to give him this popcorn and being like, good girl, that's some manipulative tactics, at least from my perspective. It's not just like, ooh, trying to be like an alpha male. It's trying to demean her. She's already feeling down, and she's already having some issues with her self-esteem, her self-worth, and just like her mental health in general because of the assault from Dean. And for him to play into that by telling her, good girl, like, oh, that's how you make my popcorn, that's targeting her self-esteem. It's just very uncomfortable. I don't think he was ever isolating her, but it was very uncomfortable to see that scene. It was even uncomfortable for Craig to witness it. And Craig has his own experience with manipulation and doing it, but he is even able to recognize for what it is. He said, ooh, no, I don't like that. No, that's not cool. I don't like that. So Spinner has done that before. And then there is our main character, our main manipulator. The whole reason why we even had this situation in the first place is Rick. Rick is our master manipulator. He was guilt tripping Terry. He was trying to use fear, isolation, all of the tactics, because he was an abusive partner, to make Terry question herself, to keep her away from her friends, everything really. And it also all encompassed into actual abuse to lead to Terry to be abused by him and ends up in a coma. We might not actually see that with other characters, but I did want to show you guys like how other tactics were used with other characters. Also, we have the first 2 episodes of Degrassi The Next Generation with Emma's PDF file. Yes, definitely a manipulator. Definitely. He was using her information. He hacked into her emails, first of all. He hacked into her emails and was using that information back to her to kind of breadcrumb her into like becoming attracted to Jordan. So I think it was like some breadcrumbing. Oh my God. I need to drink more coffee. Maybe some aspects of, well, he did gaslight her at the hotel. And he was lying straight to his teeth to get something what he wanted, which was to assault her, which did not work. Even Toby just met her, and he was like, that don't sound good. And she was the first one to dog Toby for just even being concerned about her well-being. Like, I understand, like, he's new, but you ain't gotta be rude about it, because if your friends aren't saying something but an outsider says that sounds sketchy as hell, I'd be like, y'all didn't tell me? Y'all didn't tell me that this didn't sound right? Like, everybody would be getting the side eye from me, because how can a third party bystander who barely even knows me, not really, he just knows my name, he just met me, can clock that this situation is weird and unsafe? Y'all couldn't give me a heads up, something? I understand, like, because the way Emma was communicating and how she was defending Jordan, like, I get that she was doing that, but at least your friends should be like, I don't know about this, y'all. This don't sound right to me. But those are the ones that stand out to me in the examples I saw for seasons 1 through 4 with manipulating and the different tactics. Let's move on to seasons 5 through 8. So I have pretty much the same characters written down. I also added Darcy, Peter, Annie. Craig is still on his manipulation. He's still being so manipulative, and he's doing it now instead of with Ashley and Manny. He's doing it with Manny and Ellie. Manny can't catch a break for nothing. Manny is still stuck in this mess since season 1, and we are seasons 5 through 8. Girl, we should have been done with this shit a long time ago, but we're still here. We're still being manipulated by Craig, and he's doing it with both of them, with now him being addicted to the white powder. Y'all remember that? Yeah. He's over here. I don't think he was breadcrumbing Ellie in a romantic way, but he was breadcrumbing her with her feelings, because he knew that Ellie had some type of feelings for him, even if they were like just best friends. He was definitely breadcrumbing Ellie, and Ellie was eating it right up because she was up his ass. So she really just always believed what he said. He was breadcrumbing her. But then with Manny, he was doing the gaslighting, he was doing the guilt tripping, being like, oh, I can't perform without this, or like, oh, if I don't do it, this is your fault, or like, you know, like, I'm doing this to make me happy, but aren't you, like, why don't you do it with me? It'll make you happy too. And Manny does do it one time, and she feels bad, so he was able to manipulate her into doing it as well, not just to get away with it, but to actually do it. And she didn't like how she felt, and so when she calls him out on it, he lashes out on her. He doesn't use any tactics of towards like her self-esteem, but he does just target the fact that he knows that Manny has feelings for him. So I don't think he was breadcrumbing Manny, but he was using the feelings that Manny had for him and his feelings that he had for Manny to make her feel guilty, so guilt tripping, but also just the fact that because that is someone who has been there by his side after Ashley up and left for London, because, you know, she dipped. And Manny's the one that's still there. So he really just, he took her for advantage, and he used his tactics on her because she was the most consistent thing in his life right then at that point. And he did it with Ellie because Ellie was, like I said, up his ass. That was his best friend. And I think maybe he had an idea that Ellie had feelings for him beyond friendship, because Ellie wasn't subtle either. In my opinion, Ellie wasn't subtle. She wasn't like being like, I love you, but the way that she was always there for him, wanting for him to have, and I get like having your friend having to have like a great birthday party after Ashley dumps him. But it was just like the certain ways that Ellie went about putting Craig first, that was very much like obvious, at least to me as a viewer. I say, you want him, stop playing, you want him, y'all ain't just friends, or you don't want to be friends. Craig wants to be friends, and he's playing into that. Like, it was a very weird situation. I do have a video about Craig and Ellie's situation, entanglement, whatever you call it. I do have a video on that. I'll link that in the description box below. I'll probably link some other videos too, because as we get into more of a breakdown, there's definitely going to be a lot more information and a lot of videos that I'm going to be referring to, or at least mention. Also, in season 5, Peter manipulates Manny, because Peter is a manipulator. As soon as he doesn't get his way to get a date, he puts out the video that's targeting her self-esteem, targeting her image, because he's not getting what he wants. So he's controlling the narrative and the perception that other people would have of him if he got turned down by Manny. Manny can't catch a break. Moving on to season 8, I did this a little bit separate from, even though it's all seasons, like seasons 5 through 8, I wrote the notes separately because that's when we get other characters. This is when Lakehurst students come to Degrassi, and then we get Holly J's season, and she's, ooh, baby, a mess. So literally starting off my note, I have that Holly J is one of the biggest student manipulators of her time. Not before, but at the time when I was watching it, because I had started to watch Degrassi, I would say towards the end, around like seasons 7, 8 was when I really started to watch the show on my own. My aunt was watching the show, but then I started to watch it. But I remember more so seasons 8 and onward when I started to watch it. So like 7, 8 roughly was when I was watching the show. So Holly J, for me, when I was watching this, she was the biggest manipulator I had seen at the time. She was bad. She used every single fucking manipulative tactic. She used mobbing, which is one that is on the site that I use. I'm gonna put that link in the description box below too, where it's kind of hard to notice, and even it says that it can be seen like in the workforce, and it's very consistent behavior. It's very consistent targeting somebody, and it kind of ties into like power dynamics, and that's what Holly J does all the time. She did it with Anya all the time. She was mobbing her own best friend. She did it with Allie. She did it with everyone who she came across because she always thought herself as better than them. She did it with the freaking Spirit Squad. Like, the girl was on a roll. She was doing it all the time. She was gaslighting people left and right. She was breadcrumbing her friends left and right. And so when Blue breadcrumbs her, she is upset and she calls it out. Which, granted, Blue, I still don't like him. But Holly J, you did it to everybody else too. You've done it. Like, she wasn't breadcrumbing romantically, but she was breadcrumbing as a friend. She would give like a little tiny bit, being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be nice to you this day. The next day or the next minute, I'm gonna talk shit about you. She did it with Anya for so long, to the point where Anya's like, why are you so mean to me? Holly J says, because you let me. Anya is a victim of manipulation, but she also goes on to do the manipulating as well. Clock that, okay? Like I said, she's also done guilt tripping. Johnny is also up there, very, very close. Like, they like right here. Like, Holly J is just a little bit more because she does it to everybody. I feel like for me, just because the fact that she has done it to everybody, it puts her a little bit more up there, just like a smidge. But Johnny is still up there because he is consistently doing this with Allie. He is guilt tripping Allie. He's using fear, the fear of losing him, to string her along. He's not using her self-esteem, but Allie does have low self-esteem at the time. And I think because he's a senior, he's all like, oh, I'm a senior, you're a freshman. And it's not even targeting her self-esteem. It's putting out the point of where they are, and kind of probably a little bit of mobbing, maybe because of the power dynamic and the fact that he is older, but he's also should be old enough to know better too. Like, you would think, to not drag this along with a girl that is a freshman. But he does it. He is using manipulative tactics on Allie. Season 8, that ugly ass professor was manipulating Manny. Like I said, Manny can't catch a break for shit. Like, from what I remember, Manny hadn't done manipulating. She has lied. She has been a little sneaky, like with her situation with Jay. I don't think she was manipulating Jay. Jay was along for the ride with being a fake boyfriend. It got to a point where he was like, you know what? I actually want to be together. And Manny was like, oh, snap. I mean, I do have feelings, but this is uncomfortable. This is hard. I don't think she was manipulating Jay, but she has always been a victim of manipulation. Every single freaking time. Even sometimes with Emma. Clock that, actually. She's actually been a victim of manipulation with Emma, because Emma would breadcrumb their friendship whenever she felt like it, or whenever Emma got in her feelings. 1 second, if Manny did something wrong, Emma would immediately be like, well, that's why I don't want to be friends with the school slut. Like, but then a minute later, you defend her 1 minute, and then the next minute, she come to your house and say thank you. You're like, go away. Manny couldn't catch a break. Her own best friend was manipulating her. Ooh, clock that. Let's do Riley and Zane. I know that one's a little messy, because we love Riley and Zane, or at least we like Riley and Zane. I don't know how you feel. I like Riley and Zane, but Zane was manipulating Riley, trying to get him to come out sooner than he wanted to, by being extremely persistent with it, being like, you need to come out, or, oh, we can't be together until you come out, we can't do this, we can't do that, we can't do that, pressuring Riley to come out. And if someone's not ready to come out, they're not ready to come out. Like, I understand at the very beginning, because Riley was being homophobic while also being gay. Like, that's something for him to navigate, but you can't push somebody to do the healing if they're not ready to. Zane was very persistent, And it was kind of uncomfortable. It's kind of uncomfortable watching the show over again because you could tell Riley was not ready to come out yet. You can't tell somebody when to come out or how to come out or if they even want to come out. You can't tell somebody what to do. But if that's not something that you want to be with, if you want to be with somebody who is out and proud, then be with somebody who is out and proud. Don't make somebody come out because you want them to be out. Because Riley wasn't ready. He was over here trying to kiss Fiona. These two gay characters making out. Like, it just wasn't working. And just Zane was extremely persistent. Riley was also violent. Like, he just needed to just do therapy. Zane was being too persistent, trying to get him to come out. It wasn't Riley's time. Like I said, I forgot which video I said it in. I said it in the video way back when. I don't remember. I don't think Riley would have ever came out. If he did come out, I don't see Riley coming out till like college if he felt like he wanted to. Like Riley would have just been low-key on the download the whole time. And it doesn't fucking matter as long as he's not harming anybody, if he's not stringing people along, breaking people's hearts. It doesn't matter because it's Riley. It's who he is what he wants to communicate. If he's not ready to come out, he's not ready to come out. You can't make him do that. And if he was going to wait, if he doesn't feel comfortable to come out until much later in life, that's on him. That's his decision too. As long as he's not harming anybody along the way or harming himself by keeping this information to himself. Like if he was self-harming, like how Adam was doing when was having difficulties being Gracie again. If he's not doing that to himself or harming somebody else for knowing that he's gay, it doesn't matter. But Zane was extremely persistent. It was very uncomfortable. It's very uncomfortable because Riley did not need all that pressure. He did not. He did not need no pressure from some dude with spiky hair trying to tell him to be gay and be out. You can't do that. No. I did mention Blue also manipulating Holly J with the breadcrumbing and trying to be all like, oh, I like you, let's go to the dance. And then as soon as Holly J doesn't act the way that he wants her to act or whatever, by calling her Holly too, like, ugh. Don't demean her character and her identity. Don't do that. It wasn't even like demeaning her self-esteem or anything. It was her identity. He was trying to shift her identity to seem like as if like he was like, oh, well, you're not the person who I thought you were. She's always been that person. You've just been trying to change her. You've been trying to manipulate her and control her to appear to be like nicer and be the school president that allows everybody to walk over her. And she's not that type of person. Blue was a dick. Like, I couldn't stand him. Like, he pissed me off with that. I mentioned Johnny. Season 8 was at the beginning too of introducing Connor, and we had Shep, and Shep manipulated the entire freaking school. I'm telling you, at least to me, I feel like he manipulated the entire school. He was guilt-tripping students. He was making them afraid to be themselves. So he was using a lot of fear. I don't think he was using isolation in terms of like trying to get like the actual term of isolation. So I don't think he was using isolation, but he was also like breadcrumbing too, just like giving people just bits and pieces of approval because that's what they were seeking, approval, especially with the whole Jane situation, with Jane wanting to be a football player. Him being like, oh, well, you got to earn your spot on the team. She earns her spot on the team and she's on the team, but you're not doing anything to stop the boys from harassing her. You're like, oh, boys will be boys. Like, what the He was literally trying to manipulate the entire school. He was manipulating Jane. He was manipulating everyone as if the school was his own personal playground and he was the big ass bully. He manipulated the entire school. And thank God, Mr. Simpson was like, you know what? I'm tired of your shit. And thank you to Claire for putting out that video too of him, because how dare you call a student out her name? Like if a student doesn't like how you're acting as a principal, like Mr. Radich he wasn't a good principal, but at least he didn't call nobody out their name. Like he did give Liberty detention for no goddamn reason. Like that was stupid. But he didn't call somebody out their name. And Shep, called a student out her name and was extremely disrespectful just because she called out his behavior, because it was very obvious what his behavior was. You could have just been like detention. I still would have been mad at him. I still wouldn't have liked him. But to call her that? Oh, see? But then he just gets like sensitivity training. Oh no, I would have fired him. Absolutely not. My coffee was separating. Ain't no way. I had a principal, not exactly like this, but at my high school, because I went to school in the city, in Chicago, on the south side, okay? We had a principal who made a comment, a very disgusting comment, at open house for parents and 8th graders. She made a disgusting comment. And literally, and I was a tour guide, so I was giving tours at the school. I forgot what our actual term was or whatever. But literally, as soon as I pulled my group to start a tour, 3 parents in that group was like, so is she staying long? I was like, no, she is not. She will not be here permanently. They said, okay. We just want to make sure. Those students, I think they did still enroll because she was gone after that comment. Certain behaviors, you should just be gone. They just gave Shep this sensitivity training, and I didn't like that. Nope. Nope, he should have just been fired from the jump. Maybe because they didn't have an active principal at the time. Well, they had Hatsalakos. They could have just kept Hatsalakos there. Maybe she didn't have like the qualifications to be a principal. I don't know. They could have brought it back in Radich. Bring back Radich for like 2 seconds, but he was probably retired. He was probably like, I'm not going back to that damn school. I'm over it. I'm done. I'm not going back there. But yeah, they should have just straight up fired him. Moving on to seasons 9 through 12. This is where we get Sav and Anya manipulating each other. They did each other so freaking dirty. They were breadcrumbing each other. It was manipulating Sav to stay in the relationship, even though she wasn't pregnant. Like, oh, this is also where Holly J was also doing the manipulating too as well, by teaming up with Anya to manipulate Sav. Like, that was weird. It was very weird and very uncomfortable just because she wanted to be president. Like, whatever. But Sav and Anya, they manipulated each other. Sav manipulated Anya because he knew from the get-go they were not going to stay together or be together because of the arranged marriage that his parents had set up for him. So he was kind of breadcrumbing Anya, at least from how I interpret, because they were together, they were dating, and him being like, oh yeah, I love you, oh my god, yeah. They're talking about like the future, like getting married and having kids, when you know goddamn well your parents are not going to let you marry her. And Sav is the type of kid who does what his parents say. He's always listened to his parents. He even told his dad when he won the concert tickets where the concert was. He could have lied. I would have been like, it is up the street. But he told his dad the truth. He tells his dad the truth. He tells his parents the truth all the freaking time, minus about Anya. That's the only time he didn't tell the truth. But he was telling Anya that, yeah, we're going to be together. Yeah, I love you. Yeah, all this stuff. Knowing damn well that relationship is not going to last. And then when Farrah comes, he has the audacity to be like, oh, yeah, we're still going to have a great time at the dance. Knowing Farrah is coming too. The one that his parents want to set him up with. Sav was trying to have his cake and eat it too, and it was not working. And then Anya was manipulating him with the whole baby situation, but also just trying to keep him by persuading him to have sex in the limo, which they did. And she lied, saying that she was on the pill. Dishonest. Because she just wanted to solidify her relationship with Sav and to have something over Farrah. As if like, oh yeah, he's my boyfriend and we had sex. Girl, that don't matter. Because he's still going to end up with somebody else. They were doing it. They were doing it to each other. Declan manipulates Holly J into dating him. Like I said in my Declan video, which will also be linked in the description box below. Declan is a creep. To this day, Declan is a creep from sun up to sundown, this man is a creep. This man is not Prince Charming, okay? He literally manipulated Holly J into dating him. And he didn't use isolation in the typical way of like how Rick did with Terry. He isolated her in that damn stupid classroom project that they were doing when it came to like gearing to like questionnaires and how it can actually depict someone's like personality or certain aspects about them. And he literally got all this information about her to isolate her in that situation as if he knows her. The liar. Oh, he kind of gave me the husband from the ballerina farm. He gave me that energy. Because he's like, oh, step up if you like mushroom on pizza. And it was Holly J and another girl. It was a black girl. But he just kept looking straight at her, reciting all this information. He found out about her as if he fucking knows her. He doesn't know her. He recited information. And she sees it as charming. Like, oh my God, he knows me so well. No, babe. He just read your profile. He looked at your pictures online. This is how we get scammed. Like, I am so loud this morning. But like this is how we get got, girls. We can't. These men are just looking at your profiles. We can't get got. We can't. We gotta be vigilant, okay? Because this is how he got her. And he was extremely persistent with trying to get her, like he was doing it with Jane. Declan's a creep. He's a creep. He's a manipulator. He manipulated Jane to Jane's also complicit in that too, because she had the audacity to hook up with Declan when she was with Spinner. That was foul, Jane. I never really liked Jane, but that was foul, Jane. She was complicit in that too as well. But Declan was persistent with her, and he was persistent with Holly J. I just call it like I see it. Johnny's still doing it to Allie. He's still manipulating her. He's still doing the exact same tactics, pretty much. And Jenna does it to Casey, but he doesn't seem to mind. Because to me, she told Claire and Allie that she is a boyfriend stealer, and that's what she's known for. But do you actually want these guys? Like, are you actually interested in them, or are you just interested in them, or are you upset because someone already has them and you think they're cute? But do you actually want them? Like, are you actually interested in them, or are they just cute to you? Because there's plenty of guys that my friends had talked to or were interested in that I thought were cute. But I wasn't actively going after them because that's what my friend was doing. They were actively going after them. And just because I thought they were cute, that doesn't mean I go after them. Absolutely not. No. Even after if they like get together, break up, whatever, still, I'm not going after you. Just because you cute, that don't mean nothing no more. My friend already had you. There was one ex that me and my friends from high school, all of us dated him, but we all had the exact same experience. So we just laughed it off because it was funny. But there was no one that I actively was like, ooh, I think he's cute. And even though my friend wants him, I'm going to go after him too. Or even though he is taken, I'm going to go after him. I was not doing that because you left shit alone. But Jenna was extremely persistent with getting Casey. I don't even think she was really thinking about Casey's feelings in the situation. I think she just wanted him because Claire had him. And then Casey was manipulating Claire with the gaslighting and cognitive distortions of being like, when Claire started to notice that Jenna was, looking at her man some type of way. Like literally in the scene where they pretend that Dave and Jenna break up and she's like crying to the cheer squad to keep Dave's reputation. And Claire says like, oh, like I hope you meet like a great guy one day. And she's like, oh, I hope so, Claire Bear. And she looks dead at Casey, who was right behind Claire. This bitch, like I hate her so much. But even Casey is staring back at her as if Claire doesn't notice this. Claire literally goes, because she knows what's happening. But he's playing in her face as if she don't know what's happening. Trying to gaslight her, especially at the car wash. He's trying to gaslight the shit out of Claire. Until she tells him, you know what? This ain't working. It was before the banquet when he finally breaks up with her. And she's like, Well, tell me, when did you start liking her? Because she knows. He's over here trying to gaslight her, but it's not working because Claire knows what's going on. She's hurt, and she probably didn't know what to do because she was like 14 years old. This was her first relationship. She just got with him like, what, 3 months ago? Maybe, max. It was probably 2 months. And just to have him stolen from her, she didn't know what to do. And he's all like, I tried really hard, Claire. Boy, I miss him with that shit. I can't. Moving on to Degrassi Takes Manhattan. Fiona was actively manipulating Declan and Holly J. She was being extremely persistent. She was telling Holly J she doesn't belong, so really wasn't targeting her self-esteem, because Holly J's self-esteem was intact, okay? Baby, Holly J's self-esteem was through the roof, and you couldn't touch her for shit, okay? Her sister was Heather St. Clair. You couldn't touch her for shit. But she was trying to demean her in her status in New York and with Declan. And then she was trying to isolate Declan. She was guilt-tripping Declan. She even assaults her own brother by kissing him. Like, I'm like, Fiona. Like, literally with doing the notes. And when I came up to Degrassi Takes Manhattan, and I literally was like, oh yeah, when Fiona was damn, I was like, damn, she was really manipulative. I was like, yeah, that was Fiona's like main manipulative era. That's when she was doing the most, even to the point where she kissed her own brother willingly. I'm like, ooh, girl. Sometimes you just gotta like clutch your pearls with some of these characters. You're like, oh my god, how do we get here? Like, ugh. Moving on to season 10, Allie is manipulating her parents. There's in the office when Sid pulls her records. She's trying to gaslight them, being like, "Oh, it's just like this afternoon club thing or whatever." Girl, she was getting manipulated by Johnny and by Drew, but she was manipulating her parents into believing that she was this good Indian girl who didn't get in trouble. Like, her file was right there. And she's still trying to be like, oh no, it's just like an afternoon club thing. Or like, oh, the doctors know, Girl, it's right there. It's right in their face. You can't miss it. It's right there. Word for word, situation by situation of what happened. And you're still trying to gaslight them. The audacity. I mean, we all done it before too. Especially like with, was it like student teacher conferences, especially like parent teacher conferences? If the student was allowed to be there, sometimes they didn't have students there because students would lie or like would try to come up with some type of excuse. Like literally, if you're sitting next to your parent and your teacher says like, oh yeah, they failed this assignment or whatever, and your parent look at you and you're like, oh, I don't remember that. You're gaslighting your parents and you're gaslighting the teacher. Like, we've all done it. Like, but Allie was actively doing this in the office. I'm like, girl, This is not a good look, babe. Drew was manipulating Allie and making her feel bad about herself. He was also just being extremely passive aggressive when it came to her like writing the paper for him, which wasn't good. But he was all like, he's like, oh, you don't think I can do the paper on my own? You're saying I'm stupid. And I feel like that was kind of targeting Allie because Allie shouldn't have done it. He's all like, oh yeah, like you're smart, I'm dumb. No. I'm like, that was just very uncomfortable for me. I didn't like that. And then was gaslighting her before he confessed that he went to the boiler room with Bianca. I think someone saw them and told Allie that he saw Drew with Bianca, and then he confessed after getting caught. First he gaslighted her. And also he was breadcrumbing her at the very beginning into the relationship. Like, she was like, oh, like they were into each other, and she was like, oh, we're together. He's all like, oh, well, I don't really have girlfriends, or like I did like a test and you failed the test. So yeah, that. Moving on, Jenna withholds her pregnancy from KC. So she's being very dishonest with herself and with Casey, all the way to the point where it's too late for her to get an abortion. Yeah. Bobby gaslights, love bombs, and abuses Fiona. Gaslights the mess out of her, being like, oh, nothing's going on with Tinsley, you're crazy, or whatever. Love bombing her. Literally, when those episodes come up when I'm rewatching the show, I always skip over it because Bobby made me want to put a pistol to his head. Like, Bobby as a character pissed me off so much. Like, that's how you know the actor's really good. Just like the actor, I keep forgetting his name, from Diary of a Mad Black Woman, Charles. That's how you know you're a really good actor. Because I get to the point where I'm like, you know what? If I jump through this TV, if I jumped into this movie or TV show, you would be unalived in 2 seconds. But the actor who played Bobby, oh, he did so good, because I can't even watch those episodes. I'm like, I can't. I literally cannot. I can't even watch those episodes. Nope. I skip over Paige's grape. I skip over Fiona's abuse. I skip over those episodes. I'm like, anyway, moving on. Like, I know they're there. I know they exist, but I cannot watch those episodes. I cannot watch those episodes. I can barely even watch when a Paige goes to trial. I can barely watch those. When I was actively watching the episodes when Fiona was doing the actual trial, I was like biting my nails, because I was like, please don't turn out like a Paige situation. Please get her some justice, because if you don't, like I said, I will jump through this TV and pew pew Bobby on my own. Like, I just didn't want to. I couldn't. Okay. Declan's manipulating HJ with isolation, and he grapes her. It is grape, because she didn't want it. She said no. And isolating her from Sav, because she was with Sav, because he wanted to be back with her. Declan was guilt-tripping Holly Jane into doing whatever he wanted by trying to throw money at everything. He literally says at the lunch table outside, how much do I have to pay for you to do what I want? And y'all think this man was romantic at first? This man has been a creep since day one. He's been a creep. He's been manipulative. This man is so used to getting his way, he don't know how to act normal. Neither does Fiona. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Nope. And I love Claire, but moving on to my next note. Claire was pressuring Eli even though he wasn't ready to be in a relationship. Claire was persistent as hell for Eli to admit that he had feelings for her. As an Claire girly, I can also recognize that was messy as hell. Claire. She was pressuring him. He was not ready. He was trying to fight the feelings. And like, I get it. You have feelings for him, and you know he has feelings for you. Y'all kissed. It was great or whatever, but you can't make somebody tell you they have feelings for you and be with you. You can't. Claire, why are you manipulating Eli? Like, oh my God. That stressed me out. Just like, because she was doing that. Like, we have to recognize that. I have to recognize that she was pressuring the hell out of Eli. Yikes. So like, when a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Claire is toxic, I'm like, yeah, but they're cute. I'm like, yeah, they're toxic. Damn it. I can't have no like solid relationship that isn't like with some level of toxicity. Anyway, Dave is using distortion on Sadie when she starts to notice his behavior towards her being tall. Does it again when he is into Allie, and Sadie clocks it. He's all like, oh no, that's not what it is. We're just friends. No, we're just friends. Dave, stop playing with me. Fiona uses distortion and gaslighting on Adam when she's drinking, just making Adam feel very uncomfortable. And he's all like, oh, should you be drinking this much or whatever? Like he starts to actually like wonder if everything's okay. And she's all like, oh yeah, I'm fine. Like, I'm, having one drink isn't a problem or whatever. And it's like, you're having more than one drink though. It even gets to a point where Adam excuses Fiona's behavior to Eli at the beginning when he's all like, oh yeah, she just has like a drink or whatever, you know, it's fine. Eli's like, it sounds like she got a problem. He's like, oh, it's just one drink. No, it's more than one drink. And you know it's more than one drink, Adam. She's trying to mess with your memory. She's trying to mess with your cognitive distortions. She's trying to distort you. When you know damn well she had the whole bottle. That is more than one glass. A bottle does not equal a glass. That's not how it works. Nope. Eli manipulates Claire when he crashes the hearse and guilt tripping her when he says like, bro, you tore my heart out. I think he said that, or he said like, you're ripping my heart out, guilt tripping her, distorting, like, just like this concept of the relationship. She's all like, oh, we're not meant to be together. And he's like, yes, we are. And it's like I said, as an Claire girly, I swear, I have to acknowledge this though. We have to be better. Even though it stresses me the fuck out to do better. But he was definitely manipulating her with that. Like, even when she gets to the hospital, he's like, oh my God, you came. I'm like, oh. And she's like, you're scaring me. Like, oh yeah. I'm still an Claire girly. I'm sorry, but I also have to recognize that they were very manipulative towards each other at the beginning of their relationship. Later on, when they get back together, it's a little bit healthier. I feel like they just had more issues, especially with Claire's assault. Eli trying to do everything. Eli finding Cam. Claire was being persistent with trying to get him to talk. I don't think she was doing that in a manipulative way, but she was being very annoying. I don't think she was doing it in a way like to control him. I think she was trying to help him. And I think that's also the issue too with helping someone with mental health issues. You can't make them get help, and you can't bombard them with getting help either. Or like how they should be getting help, or how they should be acting. I don't think she was being manipulative, but she was just being overbearing. And even Eli puts her in her place about that. And he calls it quits for a minute, or at least like, he's just like, I just need a break because you're doing too much. And it's making me uncomfortable. I don't like you pressuring me to talk to everybody all the damn time, because that's not what I should do. He even told Simpson that he told his dad that when they were in the office. He's like, yeah, I should talk, but I shouldn't have to talk about it to everyone. Talk about it to everyone all the damn time. I shouldn't have to. And he's right. He said, he's like, it's not my fault that I chose to walk into that goddamn greenhouse. Because he was the one that found it. Even though Claire was with him, he turned her around so she wouldn't see it. He took that on. That doesn't mean you should have to talk about it all the time. Moving on to season 11. Imogen was manipulating the hell out of Eli. Like I said, oh my God, it's so much manipulation in the show in just like different ways. You're like, oh my God. Like me like recounting this, I'm like, Jesus Christ, what the hell is happening? It's crazy. So he also manipulates her, because there's no way he couldn't tell that Imogen was into him. Ain't no way. He knew it. He knew it to an extent. He was doing some breadcrumbing. She was isolating him. She was doing some cognitive distortions on him. Like, it was a mess on both sides. Owen was pressuring Anya and gaslights her, guilt trips her, and they end up together. Like, that was the only way that they could get Owen a love interest. It was him by manipulating somebody into being with them for 2 seconds. Oh, that's how you know you're a terrible character, that you literally have to do that to get somebody to be with you. Declan and Owen, I can't. Like, that's the only way they can get somebody to be with them, is by manipulating them. I don't know what to tell you. Casey was pressuring Jenna to keep Tyson. He guilt trips her after the adoption, gaslights her when it came to Marisol, when she started to clock some weird shit. When she even saw them leaving the school together, he was all like, oh, that's nothing. No. Breadcrumbing her right when he thought that Jenna was about to be was interested in somebody else or was dating someone else when she got the snowflake. He was breadcrumbing her with that. Like I said, I can't with Casey. Dave was pressuring Allie to have sex and guilt trips her when he doesn't get the attention that he wants. Like, I understand, like, to an extent of just like, oh, like I want my significant other to be interested in me, to like do activities. Allie was busy, but Dave was taking it a little bit too far for me. Like, he was like, it was kind of like he was having hissy fits, and then you cheat on her. That don't make no sense to me. Drew distorts and gaslights Katie that he and Bianca are done, and that he's just trying to help Bianca because they're friends, when in actuality they're planning to get together after Katie got better after she was abusing her medication. So unlike Declan and Owen, who manipulate people to get in relationships with them, Drew manipulates the people that he's with. All right, season 12. The hockey team, mainly Dallas, was mobbing Cam. He was. The whole hockey team, really. But Dallas was definitely the ringleader in it. Like, they kept using the power dynamic, or at least pretending as if they had a power dynamic of like Dallas being like the team leader or whatever. But Cam was the most sought after hockey player that everybody was looking to sign. He was the one that had the cameras in his face. But Dallas and the other ones being older too, I think that's definitely an aspect of the power dynamic. Them being older, they were mobbing Cam 24/7. Like, Cam couldn't even breathe without somebody being like, you come to hockey practice? Why are you sucking today? Like, he was also guilt tripping him, pressuring him, and using cognitive distortions to like just mess with Cam's head and being like, oh, it's like none of us are gonna get signed. No one cares about us. It all depends on you. It all depends on you. When actuality, like, yeah, he was the most sought out player, but it's up to you to do the hard work yourself to get sought after by the NHL in general. That's your job. Why are you putting that on Cam? That's not Cam's fault because you're not one of the greatest players. Maybe you need to be doing some networking. Maybe you need to make those connections. Maybe his parents back home have been doing all that for so long. Why haven't you? Why is that up to Cam? That makes no damn sense to me. Why are you relying on him? That is your position. If you want to be in the NHL, if you want to be actual signed professional hockey player, you do your part. Don't rely on him. Cam already got enough going on. He already had enough going on. Yo, you did not help. And then he go ahead and unalive himself, and now you ain't signed nowhere. That's your fault. That's not Cam's fault. Claire is harassed and manipulated by Asher. Isolation, gaslighting, guilt tripping. We know how that goes. I think the hockey team was just mobbing the school in general. Like, consistently always doing stuff. Like, he was also just, I don't think, no, he didn't guilt trip Katie, but he was like, he targeted Katie. As soon as Katie didn't give him what he wanted, which was to be with him, he go ahead and trashes the garden. Like a child. On to seasons 13 and 14. This is going to move a little bit faster because I got to eat some breakfast and it's 9:02. So, let's go. Zig was pressuring Maya into having sex. Zoe was mobbing Maya the entire time. For whatever reason. She didn't even have a valid reason. Like, I get like, oh, you're interested in this guy, but you just met him. Like, they were literally on the bus. Zoe had just met Miles. And you already been like, I'm going to take her down. I was like, oh, you guys like a thing or whatever? Oh, no. Well, good. Let's keep it that way. All that for what? Oh, my God. All that for what? And she continues to mob Maya for seasons onward, pretending to be her friend, breadcrumbing her along the way of trying to be nice, gaslights her when that put the video out, when she put the pictures out of Maya on the Face Range page, guilt tripping Maya's mom into not pressing charges when she should have. Girl, that's why I can't stand Zoe either. Tristan was manipulating Maya with guilt tripping. Because every time that Maya even just tried to help him in any aspect, he would immediately get in his feelings. Like when she told Miles on accident that Tristan was into her, he over here having a whole hissy fit and being like, I don't want to talk to you. I'm hiding out in my room. I'm going to make you scared looking for me because you told Miles I like him. Like, I get it. It's uncomfortable for your friend to, like, tell the guy that you have a crush on them. But literally, you're instilling fear in Maya because you over here hiding out and you're running away for what? I'm mad at you for telling him and it's making you uncomfortable. I'm so mad at you. This is your fault. I'm not even gonna touch that. I'm done touching that. I'm not doing that anymore. Leo was gaslighting Allie, guilt tripping her, abusing her, and love bombing her. You know how that goes. Drew and Zoe were doing it to each other. Distortion, guilt tripping, mobbing. Zoe was mobbing Drew. Drew was mobbing Zoe. And I say it was both ways because Zoe knew that he needed the damn pills to go to sleep. She's like, oh, you want to go to sleep? Go on a date with me. And then Drew was mobbing Zoe because he was older too. Like, they were just doing it to each other. Guilt tripping each other. Cognitive distortion. It was just messy. Like, they were just doing it to each other. Mr. Yates was doing it to Tristan. He was doing isolation, guilt tripping, love bombing, gaslighting, and breadcrumbing. He was being very, very weird, especially at the beginning when Tristan wanted to be part of the poetry writing group thing. And Mr. Yates didn't let him in right away, said he had to prove himself, and then lets him in. And at the same time, when he's in there, he's telling Tristan, like, oh, you need to do this a certain way. He was doing the thing that Manny's professor was doing. That's what Mr. Yates was doing. Zoe was doing it with the cheerleading team the entire time. Mobbing, gaslighting, guilt tripping, breadcrumbing. Even a little bit of isolation. Not even like in terms of like trying to in terms of isolation, I would say trying to make it seem like, oh, we only have each other. We need to rely on each other. We need to keep our secret between us. You can't tell anyone. You can't, no one can be part of this. It's just us. And it's like, no, other people are involved now. Especially with the whole Oomph chat thing. It wasn't just the cheerleading thing. Like, yes, you guys are distributing naked photos of yourself. But now the other students are involved too because they're getting it from you. They're paying for it. So not only are you doing, but the students who are buying it also should be on a list. Because they're not even monitoring how old anybody is. Someone could have been 18 years old getting a picture from Lola. How would you know? Everyone was complicit in that. Not just the cheerleading team. She was trying to isolate them, but literally everyone who has ever purchased a picture from them, all of them were implicated. All of them should have been on the list. Everyone should have been suspended, something. Everyone should have been involved because they're distributing it. They distribute it and the other people were buying it. Everyone's part of the problem. You're breadcrumbing them. You're guilt tripping them to keep doing it. You're guilt tripping Frankie into doing it. Then you try to put it on Frankie as if it was her idea. You're mobbing the entire team because you're the head cheerleader. Like, the girl, I don't know what's wrong with Zoe. I don't know what's wrong with her. I did my whole video on her, link in description too as well. But she was doing the absolute goddamn most. Okay? Like I said in my video, I don't know if the writers knew what they wrote, but what they wrote was a truly terrible character. Truly terrible. And then when you get to Degrassi next class, y'all want to make her gay. Does that excuse anything that she's done before? Absolutely not. Just gay. Still a god-awful person. Very manipulative. Just gay. I see next class. Seasons 1 through 4, because I didn't see too many examples, so I just put it all together. I feel like it was just a lot of weird instances of like I say with Degrassi Next Class too, because it wasn't really fleshed out, like the writing. And it's not the fact that like I hated it or whatever. It didn't give as much detail as Degrassi normally does because it was on Netflix. So each issue had to be like an episode and a half long. And then we never revisit the issue. The only issue that was really consistent throughout the entire seasons was Maya's depression. Everything else just felt like issue solved, issue solved. A little bit carryover, solved. Like, it felt like there was no actual progression. It felt very half-assed. That's just my opinion. I think that's just because it was on Netflix too. It was only 8 episodes per season. The writing style was different. Everything was different. It just wasn't to the level of Degrassi that those who had been watching it at the beginning know what Degrassi is capable of. It wasn't to that same caliber. It just wasn't. I still watch it. I just don't watch every episode. I skip around, okay? Like I said, I watch the Maya storyline more than anything. I watch more after the bus crash, especially with Esme and Zig's situation. That's more interesting to watch than 99% of the show, in my opinion. Anyway, Zig guilt trips Maya and pressures Maya into sex, even though I think they had it before, but she wasn't keeping up with it, and so he got the information from Tiny to be persistent. I'm like, don't piss me off, Tiny. Tristan was trying to distort Degrassi's image to the alumni and current students in that episode. That episode wasn't terrible, but I also didn't like it all that much either because y'all brought back old Degrassi actors. It was just half-assed episode. Like, that was our only resolution from the part when that was our only resolution when Paige slapped Marco. And she was like, oh, that made me slap you again. He's like, please. I'm like, wait, when did y'all even become friends again? Like, I didn't need like a whole season of them becoming friends again. But that would just felt like so like, ugh. I don't know. But yeah, that didn't work for me. Esme was manipulating Frankie and Zig. I did my whole Esme video. I'll link that also. And then Jonah was gaslighting Frankie about Grace because he was definitely into Grace. They were texting. He wasn't showing Frankie the text messages. He was being very weird. And Frankie, rightfully so, like, even though she didn't have the right to like hack and like log into his stuff, like that was a little bit far. But Frankie had a right to be upset and to, you know, be weary about what was going on because clearly Jonah was into Grace. Let's call it buck a buck. Like, let's just call it spade a spade. He was into Grace and he wasn't into Frankie anymore. And he was trying to gaslight her about that. Making Frankie seem as though she's crazy. She was a little unhinged, but she wasn't crazy. Because you definitely had the thing for Grace. So I don't know why we're sitting here trying to lie. Also, I just didn't like Jonah as a character. I didn't care for him. He dated Becky for 2 seconds, I think. Did they date? Or was she just interested? I don't remember. See, like, Jonah was just the character, like, I just didn't care for. Like, sometimes I forget he was there. I'm like, who's that? Whatever. Those are all of the examples of manipulation that I got from watching Degrassi from each of the seasons with some more information. So let's go to the end of this video. Let's wrap this up, okay? And I'm just gonna go into like my experience with manipulation. And after I share, if you're comfortable with sharing in the comments, you can share your experience with manipulation. Either if you've done it before, because this is all about like self-reflection too. It's not just Degrassi. We've all done it in some aspect. It could have been small, it could have been massive, like in an abusive relationship. But if you're comfortable, you can share it in the comments. You don't have to put anybody's real name. You could put like XYZ, call somebody Sally. That's fine. If you're comfortable sharing, because I'm going to share a little bit. I did gaslight my mom once or twice in those parent-teacher conferences. I was always a pretty damn good student. I did my work. But every now and then, I'd be like, oh my God, yeah, I forgot about that assignment. Or like, oh yeah, I forgot to finish it. Or like, oh, it's in my backpack. No way, damn well, I didn't finish it. But then literally I would like finish it up and I'll turn it in. Like, not even just like at parent conferences, but like with homework. I was always doing my homework. But there were just times where I was just like, I just don't want to fucking do it. I would do it literally I would literally go to school a little bit earlier just to finish my homework. And be like, oh my God, it was so hard. I worked so hard on it. I would gaslight my teachers every now and then. Like I told y'all about the instance in one of my other videos where I talked about like how I persuaded my substitute teacher into thinking that the test was a practice test. See, I gaslit a substitute teacher. I've done this before. I'm not new to this. I don't do it often, but like we've done it. Like I've done it before. So I've definitely done some manipulation. Not good, but I was convincing. Okay, I was convincing. Guilt tripping. I don't think I've ever guilt tripped anyone because I don't think anyone ever. Here's the thing. I am a caring person and I love to support my friends. I do. I feel like the connections I make are very genuine and very real. But I've never guilt tripped anyone. Not that I know of. Maybe I did, like small instances, but I don't vibe with guilt tripping. I don't vibe with like trying to make somebody feel bad for making certain decisions or doing something, because they're gonna do what they're gonna do and you're gonna do what you're gonna do. So I don't know why we're trying to pretend as if like you give a fuck or like, you know, that they should do something different. I don't know about that. Love bombing? No. I said like, yeah, I love you. After they would tell they love me, I'm like, yeah, I love you too. When I'm like, I don't even know if I like them anymore. Somebody even love bombed me. So probably a little bit of breadcrumbing. Like I've done stupid shit like that as a teenager. Like that kind of dumb stuff, but nothing like major. Okay. I did gaslight my parents a few times because I was talking to guys online when I shouldn't have been. Like that's happened a few times before. We've done that before, right? It's not just me. Yeah, those are just my experiences with manipulation. It's always been like dumb stuff like that. I don't do it anymore because it's so unnecessary. I just don't care. So yeah, if you're comfortable or below your experiences with manipulation tactics someone has done to you, it could be like friend groups, relationships, scamming a teacher out of an assignment, something like that, like, you know, that type of thing. But let's move on to like how to identify manipulation in your relationships. And a lot of the times it's a lot of the language used and a lot of the language used, but also I would say from how I interpret it from the show, but also just from my experiences, it's what people say, but also how people act. So like with breadcrumbing, or like how Drew was being like, oh yeah, I was just testing you to see if you'd be a good girlfriend, but you're not, like that type of thing. Like, it's just like, if your actions don't match your words, like pay attention to that. Also their language, if they're always saying you in a way of where it's like targeting what you're doing, if it's just not like, oh, like I didn't know you liked that book, that's different. I feel like it's the way they use the word you. If it's like, well, you made me do it, manipulation. It's the way that they use you and your as if it's targeting you. And also listen to your gut too. Like watch out for them, because something weird is going on. I don't know if they're trying to manipulate you, but it's just very uncomfortable. With isolation, as the term says, if anyone is just trying to keep you by yourself or with them, watch out for that. If they're like, oh, if you say like, oh, I'm gonna go out with my friends, oh, you should just come to the house and stay with me. Ooh, no, I got plans with my friends. Also, like, it also goes with the language of how they say, if it's like, oh, I just wanted to like go on a date or whatever, or if it's like, oh, I have plans with friends, it's like, oh man, I guess I missed out on my opportunity. When are you available so we can go do an activity? If they're doing it like that, I don't think that's manipulation. That's just trying to find a way to still spend time with you while also respecting the fact that you're hanging out with your friends. But I feel like it's a lot of the language and how people communicate with you, how they talk to you, especially if it's in very degrading, demeaning ways. Watch out for that, because they're testing those boundaries of yours, if their boundaries are actually boundaries or not. And if you're swayed, like if you feel as if like, oh, you know, it's fine or whatever, they're going to continuously do that, and they're going to do it in different ways and use different manipulative tactics. And it just starts to build on top of each other. It gets to a point where you're like, oh my God, I'm trapped. Or if I say no, it's going to be a problem. So I feel like it just all I feel like it's just those type of ways to identify manipulation in relationships. And they start off small and they can get bigger. So if there's anything that just feels very wrong to you, and that's all I have for this video. I just want to do like quick shout outs to everyone in this community. I love all of you guys, everyone who watches, everyone who likes, everyone who comments, everyone who DMs me. I love you all. Thank you for your comments. Y'all really make my day. Thank you for your suggestions. Thank you for the communication and just having actual dialogue in the comments, because I know I have some very like strong views and not everybody agrees, and that's the whole point. You don't have to agree with me. I'm not trying to persuade you, but thank you for at least like just sharing your opinion with about characters, how you feel about certain situations, because it's interesting to see how I take something and how someone else can take it. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. I still don't like them. Like, I'm not gonna change. You're not changing my opinion on how I view that person, but I do see from your perspective, and I really love those kind of comments, just to like have that kind of discussion where it's like, you know what, you right. I still think they a messy bitch. Like, but we can respect each other's decision on that and just like have like nice conversations. I really appreciate all of you. Like, no one's been in my comments been like, you're a dumbass hoe or you're wrong for that opinion. But no, we actually like, I feel like we have like some pretty decent discussions, and people have like very valid reasons and explanations for how they feel when it comes to certain situations, when it comes to the show, the characters. I just love you guys' honesty. I love you guys supporting me. Thank you so much. And until next time, stay magical. Bye. Mwah.